If there's one thing that I think you can look at to see the trajectory of Coinbase and the future of the blockchain, it's not the price of Bitcoin, it's not how much is being traded on the exchange, it's how big the market cap of the USDC token is. This is what I think we're going to be using to actually buy things on the blockchain. If you're going to actually purchase a digital good on the blockchain, if you're going to be buying a security in the future or a bond, if there's going to be real disruption to the financial systems, to technology, to payment infrastructure, it's not going to happen with cryptocurrencies. It's going to happen with the USDC token. So I want to show exactly how you can keep an eye on how quickly this token is growing and what the impact is going to be on Coinbase. My name is Travis Hoium. Thanks for watching Asymmetric Investing. Please subscribe here on YouTube for all my content. And thanks to this video sponsor, The Motley Fool. If you go to fool.com/ASYM, they'll give you their top 10 stocks to buy right now. So let's look at the market cap of the USDC token. This is from CoinMarketCap, and you can see here they have the price of the USDC token. That's just going to be $1. You can go back all the way throughout its history. It's just going to be right at $1 for a vast majority of that time. Some strange trading in 2020 and 2021, but it was a much smaller market cap back then. I'm going to go to this 7-day chart and show that for the market cap to just show how quickly this is growing. As I'm recording, and this is late on Friday, there's about $40.6 billion market cap in the USDC token. The reason that this is ultimately important is Circle runs the USDC token, and there are real assets, in particular treasuries, and then some of their money is in savings accounts at banks, and those assets generate interest. That interest then ultimately flows its way to Circle and Coinbase. These were 50-50 partners back when the USDC token was created, and they basically just share that revenue. There are some strange details behind that. Circle actually runs the token itself now, but Coinbase is still generating revenue based on how big the market cap is. So $40.6 billion today. Just a week ago, it was about $1 billion less than that. If you go back a month, the market cap was just $36.7 billion a month ago. A year ago, just $24.5 billion. So you can see that the trajectory is moving higher, and no coincidence, after the election, there has been a big jump in the amount of USDC token, because if there is going to be less regulation or improved regulation and actual clear rules about what you can and can't do on the blockchain, that means that people are going to be able to actually build businesses around the blockchain. We saw Stripe acquire Bridge. Now you can make stablecoin purchases on the blockchain. We've seen Coinbase work with Apple, so you can actually make purchases with Apple Pay that will be on the blockchain. Coinbase is going to do that on-ramp for them. What is the medium of exchange? What are you actually going to be paying for those kinds of things? You're not going to be using Solana tokens or Bitcoin or Ethereum. You're going to be using USDC tokens. So the more utility that's actually going on the blockchain, the more market cap or more available tokens there needs to be in USDC. I think that's why you're seeing this sharp increase in USDC tokens over the past few weeks. And I think this will continue. And the impact on Coinbase really can't be understated. This is one of the company's biggest growth drivers. And it's not just a growth driver because of the value that comes from the stablecoin itself. It's a growth driver because of everything that it then follows on. All the infrastructure that needs to be built, all the wallets that need to be made, the on-ramps, the exchanges that happen in the background, all of this software as a service that Coinbase is building that you may not even be aware of, that's ultimately what's going to drive the company in the future. I don't think the future for Coinbase is going to be just the exchange business. I think it's going to be all these things that are going to be centered around real utility on the blockchain. So let's go through some of those numbers. Thanks to our friends at The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/ASYM for the top 10 stocks to buy right now. This is a chart that shows the trailing 12-month revenue of stablecoins in blue, custodial fees in orange, blockchain rewards is in green, so that's going to be things like staking, and then other subscriptions and services is in purple. So let's focus on the blue segment first. You can see that the trailing 12 months revenue as of the June 2023 quarter was $523 million. That has jumped to $856 million in the past 12 months. Given the momentum that we have with stablecoins and the higher interest rates. Of course, those short-term rates are starting to come down just slightly, but long-term rates are still high. So I don't think there's going to be a massive negative impact from from lower interest rates on the Fed funds level. So I think you're still going to see a jump in stablecoin revenue. Now, Coinbase is using some of that revenue to pay for rewards that it has on the blockchain. If you keep USDC on Coinbase, they pay, I think, something about a 4.5% interest rate. So it's a little bit like a bank, and the revenue from that is coming from this stablecoin. But the other things are just as important. If there's a huge increase in the USDC token's market cap, it likely means that there's more people transacting with USDC tokens. So that's going to drive things like other subscription and services revenue. It's going to drive revenue for the base blockchain. It's going to drive wallets as a service. There's all kinds of things that Coinbase is building to make the blockchain basically be abstracted away for developers. So if you're a developer and you want to build some sort of application, or you want to build a website and sell some sort of subscription, maybe you want to build a new business model, and potentially in the future you could sell a piece of ownership of that business on the blockchain, there's going to be tools for you from companies like Coinbase, and that's going to be a huge fee generator for them in the future. So that's the kind of ancillary services and revenue streams that I'm talking about when I talk about Coinbase being much more than just an exchange company. All of those revenue streams that I talked about earlier, $1.8 billion, and on the way to probably over $2 billion on a trailing 12-month basis after the fourth quarter of 2024, those revenue streams are not related to the exchange business. And so these are things that are going to grow along with the blockchain and along with the utility of the blockchain. So that's what I'm going to be watching in 2024 for the rest of the year, and then in 2025 is what sort of innovation gets unlocked. What are we going to actually be using crypto and the blockchain for? Because there's a lot of trading that's going on right now, and there's speculation. Who's the closest to Trump? What's the preferred token for these people? What are meme coins going to do? I don't think any of that really matters. I think the fundamental changes that are going to happen over the next 4 years are going to be innovations that are happening in business models and how we use the blockchain and the way that you can denote ownership on the blockchain. That's different than the way we do things today, the way that you can buy and sell assets, the way that NFTs work, the way that liquidity works. All of these things are not necessarily new, but they're a different and more efficient way of doing things than we've done it in the past. And that's where I think there's ultimately the most potential for Coinbase, and the indicator of whether those things are doing well or not is going to be the market cap of the USDC token. That's going to both drive revenue to Coinbase, and it's also going to drive revenue to their other services. So that's what I'm going to keep an eye on over the next couple of years. I think there's a lot of momentum, and I think that will continue. Don't know how high that market cap is going to go, but I definitely think it's going higher. The other thing to watch in 2025, does Circle, who runs the USDC token, do they end up going public? Because that could be another interesting stock to look at if you're looking at Coinbase, and then also Circle, because they're the ones that are actually running that token today. But let me know what you think of Coinbase and the future of stablecoins. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to Asymmetric Investing. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you here next time.